Of course, I went to bed like it was nothing, but it was still on my mind as I was going to sleep. Another encounter in that same apartment, I was tucking my daughter in again, but this time my husband was in the living room watching TV, which, by the way, wasn't that far from my room since the apartment was small. As I was laying there tucking in my daughter, who was only 3 at the time, we were just laying there and kind of just talking to each other. As we were talking, out of nowhere, my daughter tells me, "Mom, I see a monster in the closet making faces at me." And that gave me chills right away. I already knew she was most likely telling the truth. And of course, what do? I turn to look at the closet, but I see nothing. So I try to just tell her to go to sleep and that I'm here to protect her so nothing will happen. So she falls asleep shortly after. But I'm laying there thinking to myself, like, what face did she see? What kind of monster? After thinking to myself, and with my daughter being asleep, I just went back to the living room to finish watching TV with my husband. Now, I was going to tell my husband, but my husband is a kind of person that doesn't like to hear about anything paranormal because he's a firm believer of what you think about, you bring about. So, of course, I go back to the living room like I didn't just hear my daughter say what she said. LOL. So, okay, by now you're probably wondering, girl, why didn't you just leave? LOL. Rent was too good at the time for what we had and where we are in, which is California, so we couldn't complain, especially when I hadn't seen anything yet.